Good morning, I'm just getting ready to go on a little exploration. This tree line is along the course of an old railway track, which I consider worthy of further investigation. That's the track bed of the railway down there. These are unusual steps. They seem to be made from old concrete fence posts. This line actually closed in June 1966, a very long time ago. It was originally part of the London and North Western Railway, and later, after the grouping, became part of the London, Midland and Scottish Railway. The big four were the Great Western Railway, the London and North Eastern Railway, the London, Midland and Scottish Railway, and the Southern Railway. A mile north of here was Welford and Kilworth Railway Station. It's easy going up and down. Now you can speak to me. I moored on an inner curve yesterday, which is not something I like to do, and today I had trouble moving off. I pushed the boat off twice and it drifted back to the edge. The third time, when I was successful, my phone rang just as I'm sort of casting off, so I had to deal with that, and now I'm fully underway again. Only two boats have passed me today, both in the same direction. I spoke to the second boater and he said he was with the first, so not a lot of movement. It's not a very nice day, it's windy, it's meant to be misty, but it's fairly clear, but it's cloudy, just generally grey. Just put a scarf on. I need to get my trapper hat. I've left it in the cabin, but when I'm on a straight section in a minute, I'll just nip down and get that. I've got it already, just haven't brought it out on deck. You might have noticed I slowed down just now, so I've been in the cabin and retrieved this. The height of fashion, eh? I seem to be recognised from that boat that just passed. Bit of a shock, I think, to them. But I did shout out Happy New Year, but I think they were too far gone and didn't hear me. So whoever you were, and I'll probably see later when I look at the film, very Happy New Year to you. Hello again, Happy New Year. That was the log I passed yesterday. Seems a bit longer than I first thought. Probably about 10 feet, 3 meters or so. Is this reminiscent of anything? Yes, it's the winding hole at Downtown Bridge. There is some damage here, but this is an occupation bridge and not a road bridge, so it's not taking any vehicular traffic. Well, we haven't seen a lot of movement on the canal today. It's been fairly quiet, particularly when compared with yesterday. It's strange, isn't it? I've just said that, and now I see a boat coming towards me. This is Bridge 31 coming into view. The one they're going to be doing the work on. This is actually a road bridge. It's going to be closed for 4 weeks and not 2 weeks, as I intimated previously. It's going to have repairs done to the arch, elevations and parapet walls. I've slowed right down as I think I might have a problem. I'm just going into my weed hatch. The sound of water coming off the back of the boat has changed. I'm not getting any vibration through the tiller. I've stopped under the A14 bridge, so that's what the noise is above me. I'm turning the propeller. That's quite free. I've had a good feel around. I can't feel anything at all that would cause any problems. It seems to be okay. I can't tell anything. It's all free. There's definitely nothing wrapped around anything. So I'll put it all back and carry on. I'm just moving off again. I didn't find anything wrong at all when I examined the weed hatch. I don't know whether I was imagining it or not, but when I approached Bridge 31 after crossing that other boat, I had the impression the sound coming off the propeller was different. Just making more noise than usual. There's no vibration on the tiller arm or anything like that, and I just thought I should investigate it, and I found nothing, which is good, obviously. I've got about 1.5 miles to travel, then I'll be mooring up for the day and returning to my favourite spot. I rather like it there. You can see the sunrise in the morning over the hill. Very enjoyable. This is the last bridge ahead, and then I'll be mooring up. Can get very messy where you stand. In the woods behind me is an albino squirrel. The chances of seeing one is about 1 in a million. I know this one exists because I've seen it. It's pure white. Unfortunately, I was passing on the boat and I didn't get the opportunity to film it. This was in October, so I do like to sort of look out for it, but squirrels, whilst they don't hibernate, they do tend to hide away in the colder months. So I haven't seen any squirrels at all on my travels, so the chances of seeing the albino is nil, I think. The business of going into the weed hatch was a little bit unsettling in a way, and I think, as it turned out, unnecessary. I don't know why, but I just had the feeling that the sound of the water coming sort of off the back of the boat, off the propeller as it were, sounded different. So whether wearing that trapper's hat with both ears covered had something to do with that, I don't know, but I thought it wise to check, so I am glad I stopped. But it sort of puts you on a bit of a downer, doesn't it? The thought there might be an issue, but I'm confident that there's nothing affecting the propeller or the shaft or anything like that. I couldn't find anything at all down there. This little piece of vegetation was rubbing against the side of the boat and making a sort of ticking noise, rather like a silencer does when it's cooling down. Tick, tick. I didn't know what it was to start with, but when I realised, I decided to cut it back using my tin snips. And I'm glad I did, because I think that would have kept me awake during the night. I do tend to moor a little bit further along, but from where I've positioned the boat, I'm fairly close to the woods, so I can look out for the albino squirrel if I want to, but I think I'll be wasting my time. And here I am wasting my time, having laid over on New Year's Day. Thought I should get some fresh air, so went for a very short walk indeed. But as you can imagine, no signs of albino squirrel. I'm just getting myself ready to set off, and the sun has just appeared. An immediate change from just a few minutes ago. just getting underway again. I laid over yesterday, that was New Year's Day. It was very miserable, no sun at all, just very cloudy. And today, this morning, was much the same, until, as you saw just now, the sun came out. That's gone in now though, so we'll see how we get on. It's not far back to the marina, so about an hour to an hour and a half's cruising, and I shall be there. The boat I'm just passing, the chap is down in his weed hatch. I asked him if he was okay. He's found some thick rope wrapped around the prop. You just never know, do you? You don't really expect it along here. The canal is fairly clean, but you can never tell at all what might happen. Thanks for stopping. Did you hear my horn, by the way?
I didn't know.
No, I did do it a long way back. I normally do it twice as I come up. Wasn't expecting to see you though. Cheers. Well, he was unexpected. It's not often you see boaters of that nature. Is that a kayak or a canoe? I think I've had this question before. But he stopped as soon as he saw me, which was good. So I did sound my horn. I was some way off from the bridge then. I was going to sound it again, but it's always worth sounding your horn when you're coming up to a bridge where you can't see clearly through it. I think his head must have been very cold. He didn't have anything on, did he? It is quite cold out and it's very windy. Quite windy indeed. I actually feel as if I'm battling with the wind. That's not a sensation I normally have, but today it is difficult keeping it in a straight line, but at least along this stretch. It's very rare to come through here and not see any boats moored up. In fact, this might be the first time I've ever done so. Sometimes there's 4 or 5 boats, other times just a singleton. But to see none is quite unusual. But it's not long now and I'll be back to the marina. I'm just coming around the last bend before the marina, then it's a straight run down to bridge 18. Then I go through the bridge, I turn left into the marina. There's the bridge coming into view now. I think the bow camera stopped working far earlier than it should have done. I did charge it up, so I'm quite surprised. Seems quite choppy along here, it's just the wind blowing it up. But another trip is nearly over. I've really enjoyed my time. I've been out for 4 nights. Since I've come into the marina, it seems to have got exceptionally windy and extra cold. I hope I don't have any problem mooring up. I'm just looking ahead to my mooring. Anyway, I'll do what I can. Can't ask for more than that. I'm going to say cheerio for now, as I need to concentrate. I'll be replacing this mooring line this year. It's well worn. I'm surprised at just how windy and bitterly cold it is here. It wasn't like that out on the cut. You know, what I need to do now is to empty my ash pan. I haven't done it for 4 days. The coal I use doesn't create a lot of ash, fortunately. So I'm going to empty that and I'm going to get a fire on the go. That's what I'm going to do. This is the GoPro that's playing up. There's a red light on the back of it. There's a red light on the front of it. On the top it says the SD card is full. I don't know if you can see that. The big regret, unfortunately, is it hasn't recorded anything at all today. When I set it off this morning, it was flashing. That indicates to me that it is recording. At some stage during my journey, it stopped recording. I'm not really sure when that was, but having checked the card when I got back in, it had recorded nothing at all today. I don't understand that. I could see from my position on the deck that the light was flashing and it should have been recording. It hasn't recorded anything, it hasn't done any time lapse or anything unusual, it's just done nothing. And now I'm stuck, as I say, with all these lights and things on. This is the button I normally use. I just press that in and hold it and it beeps and it starts recording, and then when you press it again it beeps and it stops recording. There is also a little switch on the back here, which you tend to use that if you're trying to use the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth or whatever. I always struggle with that, so I don't use that. I just switch it on from the top here. So that's very disappointing. Not just the fact that this has malfunctioned, but the fact I've got no video from the bow cam today. So very disappointing, very disappointing. I did subsequently sort out the GoPro. By holding in the top button for a period of time, it did reset itself and enabled me to recharge it. I've tried it since and it's recording without any problem, so hopefully going forward it should be okay. I'll just be a little bit more careful, I think, how I switch it on. I'm sure something to do with the way I touch the button to turn it on must have had an effect, but I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you have and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe and click the like button. All that remains for me to say is thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.